the Grandtag Podcast, conversations on wealth and legacy. Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Grandtag Podcast, conversations on wealth and legacy, brought to you by Grandtag Financial Consultancy. I'm Barbara Gonzalez, Business Development Director. We created this podcast to bring meaningful conversations to the partners we serve across Asia. Private banks, trustees, external asset managers, and family offices, as well as the high and ultra-high net worth families they advise. For this inaugural episode, I'm joined by two of our leaders, Martin Wong, Regional CEO, Louise Tien, Chief Proposition Officer. Today, we'll dive into the 2026 market outlook, the key trends we're seeing across Asian families, the shifts shaping cross-border wealth planning, and how we at Grandtag are preparing for the years ahead. Let's deep dive into who we are first. Before we get into the market outlook, many listeners may be hearing about Grandtag for the very first time. So I'd love for each of our guests today to give a short introduction. Martin, let's start with you. If you were speaking to any of our potential clients or partners, how would you describe Grandtag and what do we do?
Well, thank you very much, Barbara, for this wonderful opportunity to share some thoughts and perspectives with you. Grandtag is essentially an international broker, and we work with private banks, trustees, family offices, and external asset managers to provide jumbo liquidity solutions to high net worth and ultra high net worth families in Asia.
Thank you, Martin. Yes, and Louise, since you've seen Grandtag grow across the years, 25 years, would you believe, can you describe how we've grown into what we are right now?
Thank you, Barbara, for this opportunity today. Well, Grandtag has grown to be a trusted high net worth insurance platform, and we have a committed team that can grow stronger each and every day. And more importantly is we are a legacy building organization with real purpose.
Wonderful. I think that sets the tone for today's discussion. Now, let's explore what 2026 would bring us, the partners and the families that we serve. So for this segment, we want to talk about client and market perspectives for 2026. Across Asia, families are navigating multi-jurisdictional wealth, succession planning, liquidity needs, and longevity concerns. From your client conversations, what would you say are the top concerns of high net worth and ultra high net worth families bringing into 2026? Martin?
Well, I think one thing that is very much consensus across is that the risk environment has escalated for everyone, including families who are extremely wealthy. And therefore, they are looking beyond just asset allocation and portfolio construction and doing tactical changes to their portfolios. Such families are looking for long-term solutions, long-term liquidity plans that will safeguard and ring-fence their portfolios and their legacies for the next generation and even beyond that.
Louise?
I would say that there's always two certainties in life. One is death and one is tax. So our clients are worried about the liquidity for tax and estate planning, planning for the next generation, and this succession planning is always keep them awake at night.
That's true,
Yes.
right? At the end of the day, our clients want security and also assurance, peace of mind. Yes.
Yes.
So when families go through wealth transfer or succession planning, what are the key trends that you're observing today? Perhaps, Louise, you can start?
Actually, I would say that women and next generation are really taking a more active role in decision making. And very much, the global mobility and cross-border protection is really very key essentials for succession planning. So very much, liquidity for planning, for estate planning, business continuity is really essential.
Any additional thoughts, Martin?
I think one of the trends that we have observed is the clients who are now really taking a more comprehensive and holistic view of their portfolios that includes their business, their properties, their assets, that spread across various jurisdictions. And one of their key considerations is how do we bring all this together? How do we make sure we have a watertight plan to ensure that their goals and their plans remain on track, right? Given all the various changing circumstances and changing rules that can crop up from time to time through the years.
Yes. Anything can pop up. We must be nimble and we must know, have good communication as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with Asian wealth becoming more global, like what you said, while still concentrated in their businesses and real estate, how are families rethinking risk? And what's the role of structured insurance?
I would say that more families are seeing insurance as a stabilizer for multi-generational wealth. And very much that clients who have got business heavy, property heavy, need stronger continuity planning. We see that quite a lot from our clients.
Martin?
And really, I think the key is to look into solutions that can provide clients the flexibility and the options, right, to make the necessary changes as and when their circumstances change. Because the reality is that no plan is cast in stone forever.
That's
Right? Life
true.
has many different ups and downs, different changes that come along the way, and so clients need that time to reflect and review on how to best position and even reposition their plans to help them stay on track with their planning goals.
That's true. And we come in and we help them find ways.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful. And when it comes to next generation shifts, the great wealth transfer has been a key topic in all of our sharings, in the past years, even the articles that we contribute to in publications. Founders and next generation leaders often have very different views on diversification, governance, and liquidity. Now, how are these generational differences influencing succession and long-term planning?
Yeah, I'll say that these differences are reshaping how families plan on the long-term strategy. And very much, the founders focus on concentrated assets, and the second generation are very much on diversification and transparency. So we see a lot of, second gen trying to use crypto as a source for premium to pay for insurance policies. So we hear a lot of these queries coming through.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes.
The world has changed already in how we drive solutions for these concerns and these kinds of families.
Absolutely.
Martin, when it comes to these, what are the things that you have also observed?
Well, interestingly, those in the second and third generation, that are beneficiaries of this wealth transfer, I mean, there are really more than enough evidence out there that there are going to be trillions of dollars exchanging hands in the next 10 years. And one thing that we've observed is that, the next generation, they have, I would say, motivations that I would say they want to build upon, what has been passed down to them. So, as opposed to the old money way of, focusing on just building the business, they're looking at alternatives, for example, in the area of sustainability, in the area of, artificial intelligence, philanthropic giving, even in impact investing. So these are the things, that will sort of shape their values and shape of how they want to deploy wealth, even for their beneficiaries down the road as well.
Absolutely. So many moving parts, many things to consider. A lot of conversations need to be had, a lot of meetings that we need to do for 2026. Aside from these things, as we look ahead to 2026, families are seeking solutions. These are the bespoke and tailored solutions with very unique circumstances. Now, how does Grandtag's approach, working through our partners, the private banks, the trustees, and the family offices, allow us to deliver customized cross-border solutions for each high net worth family?
Well, the approach that we have taken that has proven to be, very well received by all our stakeholders is that we have an open architecture, open platform model, whereby we are able to source for the best solution, best of breed products across the world, to deliver to the client one that is bespoke and customized to meet their need. We don't take a one-size-fits-all approach because we want to put the client at the center of everything that we do. Therefore, understanding our clients' long-term objective, their goals, their concerns, where their beneficiaries are, where their assets are, and the related implications that all these bring along. This really helps us to tailor-make a solution that would best meet their planning goals.
Wonderful. And Louise, what are your outlooks for 2026?
Really, by partnering the banks, the trustees, and the family office, we really see the full picture of our clients, their assets, their structures, and goals. And I will always say that insurance is a very intimate topic, and we do have a whole picture of our clients to be able to serve them well. And that's why Grandtag delivered that precise, customized, bespoke solutioning.
And I'll add on to that as well, because the rate and the pace of wealth creation in Asia is not slowing down. In fact, it is even increasing. And over the years, what we have observed is that the rich will continue to get richer.
That's
and the
true.
friends of rich people are also rich. And that's where the market opportunity is. When you overlay that with the risk environment, with the volatility, with the various kinds of exposures, that clients face, this brings about the need for some thoughtful planning, some thoughtful considerations to engage with our clients and their families.
Just off the top of my head, can you give a few points about what do you think about emerging markets? Countries that not really as advanced as Singapore or Hong Kong, or even maybe some European countries when it comes to high net worth clients that are building their wealth and transferring their wealth. Are they keeping up with the kinds of trends that you have described just now?
I think these are the new frontier markets, and it thrills me, to really think about them in greater detail, because this is where the next opportunities are going to be, right? The world is small, and the reality is that every region will have its chance to prosper. Every region will have its chance to come up the curve. And with growing wealth, that's where you find the need and the commitment from providers like us to step in to help clients find the right type of solutions to ensure that their plans continue to remain on track in the long term.
Absolutely. Sounds very exciting for 2026. Now, to close, I would love for each of you to maybe share some of your future thoughts. How do you see Grandtag supporting our partners and their clients in the years ahead? May we start with you, Louise?
Well, I'm very excited with the opportunities that we have on cross-border wealth. And Grandtag will, be continuing to guide the families and clients and our partners to provide that, I would call it, trusted, bespoke solution. And our platform, we don't product silo. We provide options for the client to make the informed decision. So we continue to drive that to build a legacy building organization with real purpose.
That sounds very, very good. Thank you so much, Louise. Yes. And Martin, your final thoughts?
Well, we will definitely continue to grow from strength to strength. We have the vision, we have the capability, and we have the commitment to ensure that we deliver this platform, that will truly be a value add to our partners and to our clients as well. We're operating from 3 territories now, and we see that in the future this will only increase. And given that we have made serious commitments into our infrastructure, into our people, into our product platform, we remain very, very optimistic. We don't want to be all things to all men. We want to be very, very focused on our partners, focused on our clients, because focus is truly one of the keys to success. So I think the rainbow is there for Grandtag to ride on, and we seek very much, to deliver win-win solutions, because when our partners and our clients win, it is only then that we win.
Absolutely. And it's full speed ahead, right? The momentum goes on for Grandtag. And it's very, very wonderful to hear your thoughts and your insights for Market Outlook 2026. Thank you, Martin, and thank you, Louise. And thank you to all our listeners for joining us in this inaugural episode of the Grandtag Podcast, Conversations on Wealth and Legacy. If you found today's conversation helpful, follow our podcast for more insights on Asian wealth, succession, and legacy planning. This is Barbara signing off, and we look forward to having you with us in all our future episodes. Of the Grandtag Podcast, Conversations on Wealth and Legacy.